Kia ora, school. Have you ever been on a long car journey? There's a sense when we're in that car that we must get there and then the fun can start. Then we can do what we're meant to be doing. You know the feeling. And the question we ask, how long till we get there? So today I want to talk about that waiting time, the time in the car. And I'd like to encourage you to think about each moment as precious, as meant to be. To think about the journey as part of the meaningful living. What makes a long journey fun? What makes a long journey good? What comes to mind when I ask that? So maybe you thought about good company or meaningful conversation. Maybe you thought about car cricket or car karaoke or listening to music or relaxing, looking out of the window as the beautiful surroundings go by. When we focus on living fully today, the journey is not just a waiting space. And I know that right now we're waiting for a lot of things. We're waiting to have a bunch of friends over at our house, waiting to see the wider whānau all together like we like to do, maybe waiting to play sport together, waiting to find out if summer will be open, waiting to hear about alert level decisions and traffic light announcements, and maybe you're just sitting waiting to feel motivated to do some schoolwork. Waiting can be tiring, it can be disappointing and even exhausting. And while waiting patiently when it's necessary is really important at some times in our lives. I mean, patience is a fruit of the Spirit. It can also be a mindset that we allow to take hold in an unhelpful way. It can make us feel like today is just a waiting time rather than a time to live. Acts 17 verse 8 says, in him we live and move and have our being. That's a now thing. Psalm 118 verse 24 says, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So my haora tip for today is, what makes you feel alive? What can you do that makes the most of that moment that you're in right now? What could you do to maybe reframe that waiting story that's going on in my mind to a living fully story today? All for practical tips, so I would suggest just doing something simple like getting a piece of paper out and putting a few thoughts down in thought bubbles, and then choosing to do one of those today. So this is mine, and I'm off for a cycle.